Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your weekly tarot and astrology reading for the week of June 29th to July the 5th of 2025. We do weekly readings to basically see what the moon positionings are so that we are able to guide you to as to how you're going to feel emotionally, because moon is the only planet responsible for how you feel emotionally. Moon is the only planet that transits every 2.5 to 3 days, and it goes into different houses and brings different kind of impacts, and you have different emotions flowing into you accordingly. And there are other planets in those houses to which it trines and squares and conjuncts, and that also brings different events and could cause events that we will look into it here. So let's take a look here at what the tarot is to say, and then we'll take a look at what the astrology says. Okay, so to start with, I'll pull 3 rows, 3 cards each row. The first row being money and finances, the second row being the job, business, and profession, career, and the third row being the love, marriage, relationships, and romance. Okay, so the first card, first row, for money finances, we've got the general energy. That's 8 of Swords. Then we have the King of Cups as to what you need to know. And then we have the Tower as the outcome or the end result. Then we've got the 6 of Cups here in job, business, career, profession. What you need to know is we've got Ace of Cups here, and the end result, the final outcome, 4 of Wands. And we have the 6 of Pentacles in love, relationships, romance. We've got the Hanged Man as what you need to know. And we've got the 2 of Cups. Okay, don't worry, these cards are already pre-shuffled and meditated to bring you the messages from the universe. So let's take a look what it all means here, okay? 8 of Cups here as your general energy position for money and finances. And this would mean that there are financial restrictions at the moment. You could be you maybe feel trapped by maybe self-imposed limitations or by external circumstances, but there's always a way out. What I see here is that there's obviously a solution, but if you just unrestrict yourself with taking the bandage out of the eye and unrestrict yourself, just free yourself out, and you'll see the outcome. You'll see the way out. And then we have what you need to know position. We've got the King of Cups. And this would mean that there is financial stability, emotional fulfillment. But we've got the Tower in here, which means that there is insolvency or some kind of hardship, which would mean, going back to this card, is that the Tower tells us that there will be some sudden change, or you will be made aware of the situation suddenly, or this could just be your fears with money. That is just being eating you up here. Or you may be facing some kind of crisis that will force you to face your fears and let go of what no longer serves you anymore. So, going back to this, is that there may be a financial habit that you don't want to acknowledge, and there could be financial stability if you did acknowledge the issue. When you open that blindfold, you should be able to navigate difficult situation with grace and wisdom. And I think that would happen when you would be brought to a situation where there's a sudden crisis, and then you should be able to navigate the situation with grace and wisdom. Okay, then we have the Six of Cups in your work, career, business, profession, general energy, and that suggests us that there could be a past work situation that you're nostalgic about, where you were this your past work could have been a place where it was full of kindness, was people kind of giving, or you must have been the person in a situation of giving and kind to others who are in need. And now you've got a new opportunity here, which requires you to be creative. And you are, because that's your passion. So you're taking on this opportunity with passion, and it will require creativity, is what you need to know. This is going to be a good financial opportunity as well, once you are made aware of something that's no longer serving you. When you realize this, you would look at the opportunity here, or this may already been the situation, or going to be very soon situation, and the new beginnings. It's all good. The very positive card to show up in here, letting you know what you need to know, that there will be a financial opportunity, but it will require passion and creativity. Okay, and then we move to the outcome, or the end result card, that is Four of Wands here, which would mean that there is stability and security, celebration, going back to somewhere you belong. People are waiting, welcoming you. It's a happy card. There's financial stability in this. So whatever this offer will bring you this financial stability. And you'd be experiencing joy and abundance, and you would be surrounded by supportive friends and family, your peers and everyone, because I see they're welcoming you. And then in the love relationship, romance situation, we've got the Six of Pentacles, which means that there is generosity. If you're the one who needs love, there is someone who will be reaching out to you, or must have been your partner already, giving you the support generously because you need it. Or you could be generous in general, and to the people who are in need of your generosity. And I think that's the way you expect that if you do this, people will love you. But love isn't about receiving upon giving uh, any charity, or, you know, love is about receiving when you surrender. And that's what the Hangman says here. Because this is what we have in the position of what you need to know. And the Hangman represents a reflection, surrender, or release. So I think you need to, if you have someone, if you're single, and if you have someone who knows you and you think probably might be interested in you, I think you just need to surrender. If you're married and in a relationship, in a committed relationship already, then I think you just need to surrender also, in order for the peace and harmony and love to keep going. Surrendering and letting go of control, you may need to look at things from a different perspective and embrace the new way of thinking. It's not just, don't force yourself on others, because in relationship that doesn't work. It's a mutual thing, so all the parties need to surrender in order for a real relation to work. And as soon as you do that, we've got the outcome, or the end result card, that is Two of Cups, which means that there's love partnership. As soon as you understand this, that you need a different perspective of looking at things, and if you're already married, your partnership could just be strengthening. I see there's empathy. Both the parties understand each other and are able to, or willing to, do the same for each other. There's harmony and connection here. So you're forming a deep and a meaningful connection with someone who shares your values and goals. right? So let's take a look at what the astrology is to say about this, because the moon is transiting in three houses this week: 11th, 12th, and the first house of your Cancer chart. On June 29th to the 30th, the moon will be in the 11th house. On July 1st and the 2nd, moon will be in the 12th house in Gemini. And July 3rd to the 5th, moon will be in Cancer in your first house. Okay, so what impacts will it bring? On 11th house is the house of friends, networks, hopes, and gains. You'll feel more connected to your social circle, aspirations, or teamwork. This is good for networking or discussing the shared goals. Gains are possible for emotional or financial. 12th house, when the moon will be in your 12th house in Gemini on 1st and the 2nd of July. This is the house of subconscious, solitude, and surrender. And you'll feel more connected. A retreat phase is midweek. Okay, you may feel emotionally withdrawn, dreamy, or even overwhelmed. This is a time to rest, meditate, and reflect. Don't push too hard. When the moon is going to be in your first house of self, emotions, physical body, as the moon enters your sign before the weekend, your emotional intensity peaks. You may feel more reactive, visible, or empowered. A perfect time for personal resets and fresh starts. Moon is going to be in your 11th house from June 29th to the 30th, and it will be in conjunct with Jupiter, which will bring expansion to your hopes, social connections, and even financial gains through partnerships or group support. It's also trine Pluto in Capricorn during this time, which is deep, transformative conversation with a friend or ally are possible, could lead to breakthroughs. Moon in Gemini in 12th house will be on 1st and the 2nd of July, and that's conjunct with Venus and Mercury, a beautiful energy for creative solitude, spiritual writing, or gentle self-expression. However, emotions may feel hard to verbalize. And it's also square with Saturn in Pisces. You may feel spiritually blocked or discouraged temporarily. Stay patient with your inner process. Moon in first house on July 3rd and the 5th, so through the 5th, and it's trine Neptune in Pisces, so dreamy, spiritual, and deeply intuitive. Great time for spiritual rituals, setting intentions, or tapping into emotional wisdom. And at the same time, it's opposing Pluto in Capricorn, so intensity is one-on-one relationships. A confrontation or power dynamic may come to the surface. Navigate it with grace. Okay. And let's take a look at the financial outlook. So June 29th to the 30th, your 11th house is active. So possible financial gain through a group, network, or a friend. Jupiter may bring a luck opportunity or payoff. July 1st and the 2nd, not ideal for financial decisions. Moon in 12th house may create confusion or emotional spending. Avoid impulsive purchases and read fine print. July 3rd through the 5th, with moon in your first and opposing Pluto, emotional triggers may impact spending. Avoid making big purchases based on mood swings or relationship drama. You might feel tempted to buy peace or make emotional gestures. Pause and reflect before doing so. Social support or financial gain, June 29th to the 30th. A wish may come true, or you may receive unexpected help from a friend or a group. Networking pays off. Emotional isolation or dream insights, July 1st to the 2nd. You may feel like withdrawing emotionally. This is not a failure. This is the cocoon phase before your personal emergence. Watch for spiritual downloads in dreams or quiet moments. Identity and relationship power clash on July the 3rd through the 5th as Moon enters your sign and opposes Pluto, my bad. Personal emotions are heightened. You may clash with a partner, boss, or someone close. The theme: reclaim your emotional power without controlling others. Health energy watch, 12th house midweek may bring fatigue or low immunity. Prioritize rest, hydration, and emotional detoxing. Spiritual awakening moments, the moon's trine to Neptune could bring divine clarity through prayer, meditation, or creative flow. Trust your inner compass. This is a transformational week for Cancer, starting with external social support and ending with deep emotional clarity and personal power. Financially, small gains are likely early in the week, but emotionally, spending is a risk by weekend. You may need to retreat midweek, but by the weekend, you'll emerge stronger and more emotionally in tune. Just be mindful of emotional power struggles, especially in close relationships. Okay, so that's your emotional roadmap for the week, Cancer. You're not feeling more, you're evolving, releasing, and rising into a deeper version of yourself. It is, if this resonated with your heart, your path, or even your shadow, tap that like button to affirm the transformation. Drop a comment with your sun, moon, or rising sign. I read every one, and I'd love to know how this week is unfolding for you. And if you're new here or just haven't yet, hit subscribe and join the Soul Aligned space where we decode the cosmos to help you navigate life with clarity, confidence, and purpose. Until next time, Cancer, protect your peace, honor your feelings, and keep following your inner compass. Jai Shri Ram.